What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're breaking down the weekly reset for Destiny 2 this coming Tuesday, July the 4th. And so as we head into the 7th week of the season, for this reset we should be seeing the conclusion of a 3-week exotic quest thread, and that'll culminate in an exotic mission and a new weapon, so we'll touch on that. And then of course we get new weekly challenges to run alongside it. We'll also cover the weekly Nightfall, featured activities, the playlist modes, rewards, and raid challenges for the week, with everything worth knowing about what's happening in the game this reset. And so, as always guys, I hope you find the video useful today, and if you do, a rating below really does help us out, but otherwise let's get into it. And so initially this week we should get a new fishing rally quest from Hawthorne, and this time it'll focus on the EDZ. Alongside that, of course, over the last 2 weeks, we've been able to catch exotic fish to work towards unlocking a hidden encounter in the deep dive activity. So this week we should get the third and final exotic fish to drop, which will be the Aeonian Alpha Beta on the European Dead Zone. Then as far as we know, it'll allow us to finally unlock a new exotic scout rifle for Season 21, so be sure to get on the grind for the final fish if you've been working towards this. It's also worth mentioning that this coming week, we are going to see an increased drop rate for exotic fish in the game in general, and Bungie announced that this is going to be part of their kind of Bungie Day celebrations for the week. So they stated that they've doubled the drop rate for exotic fish, and so whether you still need to catch multiple fish for the exotic quest or just the final one that's available in this third week, it should certainly be a useful buff, so keep that in mind. And if you need a heads up on how the quest works, I'll link a video down below on how to make progress. As always though, I'll be sure to keep you posted with the final part of the quest this week on the channel, so be sure to stay tuned right here. Otherwise, in the Helm, the season quest has now wrapped up, so as far as we know, we're not likely to get anything new there. However, we do get new weekly challenges. So for week 7, there's Frontline Salvager to complete salvage or deep dive activities while wearing Season of the Deep armor, and additionally, we need to defeat bosses and mini-bosses anywhere in the system. There's another challenge for Salvage Legend to complete the salvage activity on Legend difficulty, and then we have Salvaged Munitions to defeat targets with seasonal weapons, and defeated Guardians or combatants defeated in salvage or deep dive activities will grant additional progress. On top of that, there's Fleeting Glory though, and we need to complete Crucible matches in the competitive playlist, where we'll get bonus progress for wins. And also there's High Value Hunter to defeat powerful combatants in Gambit, and we'll get bonus progress there for defeating high value targets. But the final new challenge for the week that we can see here is Grandmaster to simply complete any Nightfall strike on Grandmaster difficulty. And so those are the weekly challenges. On top of that though, we should be seeing the launch of the Grandmaster node this week, and so if you need to catch up on any of the featured Grandmasters for the season, we should be able to get access to them. But for the featured Nightfall, this time around we'll get the Devil's Lair, and so the featured Nightfall weapon for the week will be the Buzzard Sidearm. When it comes to what's featured in the Crucible though, this week we'll see Clash, as well as Momentum Control featured. We should also mention that this week we get bonus reputation and rewards all week long for Crucible, Gambit, as well as Vanguard, so whatever playlist you're playing, bonus rep and more loot is going to be celebrated this week alongside Bungie Day, so that's a pretty useful one right there. And then for the featured raid and dungeon this week, initially we'll see Last Wish, but also Duality is featured this week as well, and both of these activities will see their featured rewards with updated power relevancy. In addition to all of that though, of course we'll see the reset for the Ghosts of the Deep dungeon this week. And if you're still hunting down any Last Wish weapons, don't forget to visit Hawthorne to pick up the Last Wish crafting quest for the week. However, if you're jumping into the Root of Nightmares, this week we'll see the Cosmic Equilibrium challenge, and so the featured weapon should be Rufus's Fury, the auto rifle. As always, we can't see the full Eververse inventory ahead of time anymore, so be sure to check in with the Eververse store on Tuesday's reset. However, for the featured Lost Sectors for the week, on Tuesday, July 4th, we're going to see Val's Labyrinth dropping exotic legs. Then we'll get Exodus Garden 2A on July 5th, dropping exotic arms. And that's followed by K1 Revelation on July 6th, dropping chest pieces. For July 7th though, we'll get K1 Crew Quarters dropping exotic helmets, then K1 Logistics on July 8th, dropping exotic legs, and that's followed by Gauntlets dropping from K1 Communion on July the 9th, and finally, for July 10th, we'll see the Sepulchre dropping exotic chest pieces. If it's Stairs of Eternity that you're jumping into though, this week we'll see Rotation 3 loot drops, and that'll include the Scatterhorn armor set, as well as the Lightkin armor, and we'll get weapons from Season of the Splicer, and a couple of world drops from Forsaken. And very finally for the Ascendant Challenge this week, we're going to see Ophelion's Rest featured in the Strand, with the Ouroborea Ascendant Challenge, so That one's pretty easy to find, but if you want to see gameplay of the location and collectibles for the challenge this week, we'll run it at the end of the video. And so for today guys, that's everything we have to break down for the weekly reset. As always, I hope the video has been useful, and if it has, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Also let us know in the comment section if you'll be diving in for the new exotic quest, the Grandmaster node, or any of the other stuff this reset. Plus be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.